Hey guys, in this video we are going to see how to download MySQL database software in Ubuntu. First check the platform which you are in. So I am in platform Ubuntu. There are multiple Linux variants where you need to use different utilities for downloading the packages from a central repository. So this needs internet connection. In Ubuntu we will be using apt install to download the MySQL package. Okay. Just say apt install MySQL star. So this star denotes all the packages related to MySQL. Okay, but the particular package which contains the MySQL software is MySQL-server. Okay, instead of downloading only this package, I am downloading all the packages. So it is prompting to say yes or no. Just say yes. So we are going to download MySQL Server 5.7. So if you are using recent or the latest versions of Linux, you will be able to install MySQL 8, which is the latest version. Now that I have installed or downloaded all the packages related to MySQL, now type in MySQL. So this will get into the MySQL prompt. Okay, so this is the command line. Okay, before that you have to use systemctl utility to check the status of MySQL. This utility will manage and control all the services which are running in the Ubuntu. And the MySQL service needs to be up and running. Okay, so if it is not active, then you need to start it manually. So here it says active and running. So this means that MySQL database is up and running. Okay, now get into the command line prompt. So you can check all the databases under this particular MySQL. So you can see the system related databases. If you want to use any of the database, just use that particular database using this command, use space database name. Now if you want to check all the tables under this database, you can say show tables. So this will show all the tables under MySQL database. Okay. Also, if you want to check the users and where this particular service is hosted, so you can select user host from mysql.user. So this will give you the host name and the username. Okay, so now to secure the connection, I will give a password for root. Okay, since remote database users can easily connect to the MySQL database, so there will be some security vulnerability due to hacking. Okay, if someone tries to hack the data stored in the MySQL database, he can easily connect using remote connections. So for that purpose, you can set a password for root user. So I'll say alt user root @ localhost identified with MySQL native password. By password. So there are multiple authentication methods in MySQL, like Unix socket authentication and PAM authentication and MySQL native authentication. Okay, so each and every authentication has their different hashing functions to store the password in MySQL. So now I will set a particular password for root user. So we have a script called MySQL secure installation. So this script will add additional security levels to log into the database. Okay. So here it asks for a particular password. So I will give a particular password. So it again asks, would you like to set up valid password plugin? So if you want, then you can set up some plugins for validating the password. If no, I will say no. Okay. It again reconfirm for setting the password. I don't need to change the password for root. I will use the existing password. I will say no. So it again asks for removing all the anonymous users from the database. So if you want, you can remove it, or you can say no. And it again asks for disallow root login remotely. So here you can say yes. So if someone is trying to log in from a remote system to this particular host which is having the MySQL database, then this option will prevent the users from connecting. Okay, so that's why it is adding some additional privileges to connect to the database. Now it's asking for removing the test database, so I'll say no. Reload privileges, yes. Now it's done. Okay, now if I try to log into MySQL, it says some error 1045 and access denied for user, root at localhost. Okay, why this happens? Because now I have add additional privileges or authentications to log into the database. How you log in? MySQL-u root-p. So this is the command that you use to log in, and you have to give the root password. Okay, now we are able to connect to the MySQL command line. Okay, and if you want to select the version, you can say select version. So this will give you the current version of your MySQL database. And if you want to create a database, then you can say create database test, something like this. So this will create a test database. So if I say show databases, test databases added under this particular show databases command. If you want to use this database, you can say use test. So this is a user defined or user created database. So here you can create any table. So I will say create table T, name varchar something. I will give some value and ID, number, primary key. Okay. So like this you can create some object inside this database. So it seems like there is a syntax error while creating the table. So there is no data type called number in MySQL. So I will say int. Okay. Now I have created a particular table. Select star from T. Since MySQL is case sensitive, you cannot change the uppercase or lowercase syntax while parsing. So you have to give the uppercase T to select it. Since we don't have any data under this table called T, it is showing empty set. So if you need to insert some records, you can say insert into T values, and you can provide some string. So this is the value for the string, and you can give a value for the number. Now if you select from T, you will be able to see the record under the table called T. Okay, so these are all the basic operations that you can do after you install MySQL. Okay, so you have also set the password for root user, and you have secured the connection. Now there is an utility called MySQL admin. So this admin tool will help the user to type all the admin commands from the OS command line itself. Okay, if I need to check the version of the MySQL database, I can say MySQL admin -u, username -p, password, then version. Give the password for root user. Now you can see the version is printed. Since I didn't connect to the command line, if I need to directly print the version from the Linux command line, okay, so there are two command lines. One is MySQL command lines. So if you log into this command line, you can also type in the SQL commands, and if you want to directly check the version from the OS command line, you can check like this. Okay, so if you want to check the parameters that can be used using MySQL admin, you can only type in MySQL admin. This will provide all the parameters that you can use. Okay, and you can also use system command to type in any commands from OS. Okay, so if I'm using MySQL command line, and if I need to type list command, you can use system. So, okay, so directly this acts like you are using OS command line. Okay, this is vice versa. Previously we had seen how to type the database commands from OS. Now we are typing OS commands in the database command line. Okay, so this is how you will type in directly, and you'll be having a configuration file called my.cnf. So this file contains certain parameters. Okay, so this is not the exact file, so you can go into var log MySQL. So if you are not exactly sure about the location, you can type in mysql.d. Just update the locate repository. So this will update the repository of locating the particular file. So now I am able to find some files. So if you are not sure, you can also type in locate my.cnf. So this will also show all the configuration files. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. So hope you enjoyed this video.